Bonjour la classe, aujourd'hui nous allons étudier le passé composé irrégulier. Hello class, today we are going to be studying the passé composé of verbs with irregular past participles. First, we're going to review how you form the passé composé. Second, we're going to look at a list of verbs that have irregular past participles. And third, we're going to be doing some sample sentences together. Please don't forget, you may pause this video at any time if you need a little extra time to write down your notes. As you saw in the previous lesson, the passé composé is composed of two parts. An auxiliary verb, either être or avoir, conjugated in the present tense, is followed by the past participle. Most verbs use the auxiliary verb avoir in the passé composé, although some verbs use être. You will be learning which verbs use être in the next video. It is easy to find the past participles of regular verbs. For regular ER verbs, you remove the final R from the infinitive and add an accent aigu. Chanter becomes chanté. J'ai chanté. I sang. For IR verbs, you simply remove the R from the infinitive. Finir becomes fini. Elle a fini ses devoirs. She finished her homework. For regular RE verbs, you remove the final RE from the infinitive and replace it with the letter U. Vendre becomes vendu. Nous avons vendu notre voiture. We sold our car. Verbs that are irregular in the passé composé are a little tricky because their past participles do not follow the same rules as regular ER, IR, and RE verbs. Let's go ahead and look at some examples. Suppose you weren't paying attention to your teacher and you need to ask her what she just said. In English, you would ask, "What did you say?" In French, the verb dire, to say, has an irregular past participle. You would conjugate the verb like this. Qu'est-ce que vous avez dit? I will now present a partial list of verbs that have irregular past participles. Please be careful to copy down this list for future reference in your notes. Let's start off with irregular past participles that end in U. Boire, bu, croire, cru, devoir, dû, lire, lu, plaire, plu, pleuvoir, plu. As you can see, the past participles of to please and to rain are the same. When you listen to someone speaking, you need to pay attention to the context to tell the difference. Pouvoir, pu, savoir, su, voir, vu, battre, battu, vivre, vécu, falloir, fallu, recevoir, reçu, valoir, valu, tenir, tenu, venir, venu, vouloir, voulu. Please keep in mind that all verbs formed off of these bases have similarly irregular past participles. For example, the verb retenir, to retain, has the past participle retenu. Let's look at some irregular past participles that end in I. These include rire, rit, sourire, sourit, suffire, suffit, suivre, suivi. A few verbs have past participles that end in is. These are asseoir, assis, mettre, mis, prendre, puis. Remember, all verbs that are formed off of these base verbs have past participles ending in is. For example, the verb apprendre, to learn, has the past participle appris. Now, let's look at past participles that end in ert. These are couvrir, couvert, offrir, offert, ouvrir, ouvert, souffrir, souffert. You may notice that the past participles of the verbs couvrir, to cover, and ouvrir, to open, look a lot like the English words covert and overt. Many verbs have past participles that end in T. Let's look at some examples. Atteindre, atteint, craindre, craint, peindre, peint, joindre, joint, distraire, distrait, faire, fait, dire, dit, écrire, écrit, inscrire, inscrit, conduire, conduit, produire, produit, séduire, séduit. Finally, some verbs have past participles that are just too irregular to fit into any group. These are avoir, eu, être, été, mourir, mort, naître, né. Maintenant, faisons des exemples. Numéro 1. I received a good grade because I studied. J'ai reçu une bonne note parce que j'ai étudié. Unlike recevoir, remember that the verb étudier is regular. Numéro 2. Have you done your homework? Est-ce que tu as fait tes devoirs? Numéro 3. Marie had a headache yesterday. Marie a eu mal à la tête hier. Bien, aujourd'hui vous avez appris le passé composé irrégulier. Don't forget to finish mastering these new verbs in the passé composé. You need to complete the interactive online activities right next to this video. Bon courage et à bientôt!